So I was saying that I'm very honored to interview you today because I know how engaged you are with the Olympic community. And I also read that you are a recipient of the Congressional Gold Medal. And that's something that I'm also working toward. And I'm in awe of you of how hard you worked and your dedication to receive that medal. So I want to interview you today to kind of understand more your leadership development journey and how you were able to have all the success and still give back to the community and be involved with all those numerous foundations that you work with.
Okay, so we have just a day or two to answer that question. Basically, my parents taught me to ask for help, and that's really important. If you can always, of course, take your own advice, but it's always a good idea to ask other people for what they think about a particular issue that may be arising. And I think primarily through asking for help, I learned a lot about how I viewed things, and it helped me see more clearly about where I could be helpful or where maybe someone else could be helpful, and I should invite them to help that organization rather than me trying to do it all by myself. So asking for help is so important, and I hope you'll remember that, because you are clearly a self-starter, and self-starters forget about asking for help. Always remember, you get to ask for help. You don't have to accept the help they offer, but you should at least consider it.
Thank you. That's great advice. What do you think is the biggest challenge for women who are aspiring for higher positions?
Well, it's always the people ahead of you, and whether they're friend or foe. It's a good idea to ask people how, as you are asking me, how they got to where they are, because people like sharing their stories with you. And you can learn a great deal by learning about someone else's story. So I urge you to ask people, as you are asking me, how you get to places. You may not get a straight story, as I told you, ask for help, which is not perhaps the answer you wanted, but it is my answer. And in this great big world, there's so many opportunities. That's one other little bit. Do not, I have to remember how this is exactly put. It's do not reject the job you haven't been offered. A lot of times people decide, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Well, you haven't been offered the opportunity to do that. So at least wait till you've been offered the job to reject it. This may be a little bit early for you in your development, but over time you'll find that you'll be saying, no, I don't want to do that. Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't, but at least wait till it's been offered to you before you reject it out of hand. So I guess the best I can do is don't reject a job you haven't been offered. That might be close to whatever the saying is. So let's see, that's two things. What else? And how have I gotten to where I've gotten? By enjoying what I do. I like helping other people. It makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps other people feel better too. I at least I hope it's helped other people feel better. And it's something that you may not know at the moment. Sometimes I've learned about something I've done, a decade later. Someone will say, well, that day you told me you thought I could win a medal and you'd be presenting it. Well, it happened. And so little tiny things, I don't know why I say things to people that I do, but generally it turns out the way I thought it might.
What are some assumptions or biases that you faced as a female leader?
Well, I'm a female, have been all my life. I have you see my skin tone, which in this country is not always, shall we say, accepted. And one thing I want you to remember is that we are one race, the human race. We are all the same. and yet each of us is unique. Even identical twins are not identical. And we have to remember this. There's no this race or that race. We're the human race. And once we stop playing games with the RACE word, we'll be much better off. We can respect each other. And that's one of my goals in whatever is left of my life, is to get rid of that word, because it was created in order to treat people differently. And it's totally ridiculous, because we are one race, the human race.
Throughout your journey, who has served as an inspiration and mentor to you?
Lots of people. And throughout your life, too, you've got to accept lots of people. Certainly my great-grandmother, my mother, certainly Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth, and Jewel Plummer Cobb, who was dean of my college. So throughout my life, there have been different people who have been there at times that have been very important for me, for whom I have greatest respect and love.
How have you been able to lead a healthy work-life balance?
Do I? Yeah, I mean, you have to enjoy what you're doing, or then it becomes work. And who wants to work? I don't. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, hope that I'm helping other people enjoy what they're doing, so the world can be a better place. I figure the reason there's more than one person, I guess now there are 9 billion of us, or 8 billion, whatever the number is, on the face of the earth, is that we're supposed to work with one another. Otherwise, just one or two would be plenty. Mm-hmm. Even then, we'd have to work with each other. So let's go about it, and let's find ways to work with one another.
If you could choose one highlight from your career, what would it be and why?
Well, the if was an important part. I doubt that I could choose one highlight, because each highlight is, it's multifaceted. Mm-hmm. On the one hand, standing on the awards platform in Montreal to get our bronze medal, well, we wanted a gold. We didn't want the bronze. So it was great to receive a medal at the Olympic Games. It wasn't great to receive the color we received. So, there's so many parts of everything. And that's also something to keep in mind. If you're upset about something, as we were, remember that we had done something nobody expected us to do. We won an Olympic bronze medal. And that's for us forever, as being an Olympian is forever. Never former, never past, always an Olympian. Maybe formerly competitive, as I used to be.
What does success mean to you?
Oh, success. I don't know what it means. It means that someone else has been able to accept an opportunity.
What made you first commit to your job? What made you fall in love with it?
What job?
Just being a member of the IOC.
Okay, that is a volunteer position. I'm glad you asked. And we are elected members of the IOC. And at the time I was elected, my term of office lasts till I'm 80, which is a very long time, especially since I started out, I think I was 34 or something like that. Now you can serve till you're 70. We decided that a little bit shorter would be better. But I am a true believer in the Olympic movement. I believe in the fact that it's a celebration of human excellence. I believe in the fact that people of all colors, sizes, shapes, and both sexes get to compete at the games. And it is truly a celebration of human excellence. It is a true celebration of peace, because everyone knows there are not enough medals to go around. And yet people still arrive with the goal of winning that gold medal, as we did. And the dining halls, which are open 24 hours in the village. Anyone can sit. Well, with COVID, it was a little more challenging, but prior to COVID and after COVID, people can sit wherever they want. They can meet athletes from other countries, and indeed countries that you would not expect ever to be sitting together did sit together in the dining hall and shared stories and became friends. And that's the wonderful thing about the Olympic movement. Friends that would never otherwise be able to meet, get to meet in the Olympic Village and maintain that friendship for life. So to me, it proved that the world could live in peace.
I think, like with peace, also gender equality is something that I would like to see overcome in the world. So what do you think needs to occur for us to reach gender equality, especially in the workplace?
Well, equality is equality. And we have to, again, believe that we're all human and respect one another as humans. And certainly, one of the arguments I made in the IOC is that we are absolutely equally human, men and women, and therefore should be treated as thus. Men have certain strengths and women have certain strengths that men don't have, et cetera, et cetera. So working together, we make it a better world. So for me, it's ridiculous that equality doesn't exist. Within the Olympic movement, we use the word equality, never equity. Equity is a tool to get to equality, but equality is the thing in itself, to be equal.
What advice would you give to aspiring young females like myself to reach your level?
Well, are you a rower?
Am I what?
A rower?
No.
Oh, okay. Well then, okay. Well, that's how I got to where I got to. So, enjoy what you do and believe in yourself and believe in those around you. Find something that's important enough to you to take up a fair amount of your time. And you know, one of the things my dad told us, do your best, be the very best you can be in whatever area you are. So I did my best and I got to pretty much the top of the Olympic movement, being the first vice president. The only place higher is president. And since I didn't get elected, well, I didn't, but I got elected to being first vice president. So do your best and enjoy.
Thank you so much for your advice just now, especially with receiving help. I think that's something, if everyone would do it, we'd all be a lot stronger as people, not only in our fields, but stronger as people to ask for help and accept help from other people. And I think that you have a marvelous story, and thank you for sharing a little bit of it with me today. And just thank you so much for giving me the time to speak with you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing your name in the lights in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. You take care. Happy Thanksgiving and all the rest of the holidays this year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day. Bye-bye.
Bye.